and understanding and appreciate what was called chair, and then later committee has put up with me ever since then. On the renovation, we hired a very talented completed at the end of the library renovation. Some of you that have made contributions. Everyone. To the public, take my last tour. Pictures at the archive. Technology that those that caller a little bit just to the right of and just to give you some perspective. The total access and visit directly what Luann tried to teach me. Deeper in understanding we also want to promote their own involvement. As it's appropriate, we can use that to highlight it to 1925. And so in the areas, it's not the focal point of everything that will be shown, but it is how complete story of all that occurred in that time period. Next slide. The fundraising goal was to raise 100. We've had 102 unique some foundations or other not-for-profit organizations, but we've had the progress that we've made. We've got a little more work to do, and at the initial goal that we set, next time period after we get going here. Our next it'll focus on the charter member and organizations. It will be done as a cocktail reception. Help you to make a contribution, just to be a sponsor for that. Next day on Saturday will be the official library grand opening. Next. March 11th event, we will unveil the donor wall and identify we'll have it both by members or organizations. It's not the actual design of the wall, it's just a space filler for now. We will also have a scrolling, even if it's after we're open, and we don't want people to think any contribution, that everything is appreciated. Now we're to the fun one. You've seen before what the space would look like. View of some of the space that will be around it or next to it when the work is complete. Again, if there's someone that's interested in being a donor for the after the meeting's over. For that. Say that again. A charter donor for that. We'll take it as multiples. Okay, understand. Just want to make sure I had that. We do have to specify. That won't be treated the same way as a gift is given. Make sure that we do that the correct way to keep Palmer happy with it. That is that we do it through GiveWell. Well, if you a company wants a marketing a reception sponsor. Very good. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor.
last week we were at a TPO meeting. And of course, I had been through that area multiple times, and I go up there. That y'all have gone to them at some point in time to try to pool some. They have a big backlog of stuff throughout. Take of, I just wasn't sure, but I just wanted to throw it out there just so it wouldn't be omitted.
When you all reorganized this and asked me to chair the effort. People that are going to go through this and knowing that we can then add to people who are relishing looking at. Are you going to do that? Will there be a studio at the library? Well, once the explain to me, there are some people who may not be able to come to the library or may not be. That's great. That's great. Commissioner Music.
Yeah, thank you. Mayor, are they doing well on the budget for construction?
Yes. The challenge we've had has been the pandemic, but they're making that work. Center, it's impacting the lighting package out in the other areas. It work.
Thank you.
McCarley.
Well, I just wanted to share, colleagues, Mr. Mayor, and of course the mayor feels as well. As a culture enrichment center, the number of folks that came to the table at the time, I'm going back, well together. I think we've, with the subcommittees from Don's leadership, okay, that's former Commissioner Salvage. I saw some very good effort put into place. It's been a very diverse, questions as we have asked about making kind of preview of viewing, I should say, would do to support other kind of exhibits that will go forward. Some odd square foot space. It could. It's how we'll move on because there's so much history. And how Lakeland, become to be one of the major cities here, and city commission before, and city commission even now. As far, and the committee is working forward, and the work has been. Was how we're going. It's just only going to be, I think, even more. So thank you again.
Yes.
And we really appreciate, as Commissioner Walker time. It's a lot of times these committees are thankless jobs, but I think the fruit. And I just want to commend the layout. center of the layout. I know for me that when I travel to DC with is really important. And I think whoever your designers were, it looked a deal of information to our community, but that exchange of information is just as important. And so, and their families. So I'm glad that Luann's wonderful at what she does at the library. And thank you for taking the leading the charge on this. We really, really appreciate it.
We've had a great team working on this. Some of them that were serving from the very beginning, and I know some of them were wondering that were done. I told Don I don't think he knows what he's getting me into, because I don't know any good at getting people to work together. So we've put together all of our. They've been patient with me when they needed to be, and there and I know Don was really worried of how we were going to raise the money, but with that said, he sent me a text to. It is the GiveWell Community Foundation, org/donate. You Google GiveWell Community Foundation. For that, I didn't get the letters right. But thank you all for being supportive. Being willing to make it. I made it a little bit easier to get the community to come alongside you and partner with you and make it you're all going to be proud of. I'd love you to show you more about what the over when it's time to come to the unveiling. They are really a talented, and we just got to make sure we put the finishing touches together.
Yeah, let me say this if I could. We have two talented staff members that have been, as alluded to, staff, but Ms. Luann Mims and Ms. Lisa Littlequist. Together from the meetings I've been able to be a part of. Not that I made all meetings, but certainly they have done very well. Those two ladies, they're at our main library. Goes to be one of the best, if we can say, and refurbished and redone. So hats off to you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you for your leadership on this, and to the team that's out there listening. This, no doubt. You answered my main question about how can people closer to March of 2022, and that's exciting to think about that. It's not that far away, and I know way off, but now as we're heading toward the end of the year, and so looking forward to that. Thank you for bringing this back to us and getting this in front of us.
You're welcome, and thank you.
Fields, I also just wanted to from where I sit on the commission, when Commissioner Walker brought and see it become a reality, I was really hopeful, you know, feeling like when I first came in office, there were, and I know that we were, you know, facing very difficult, the monument move, and hadn't heard some of the stories that you were able to share with me at that. And I know that there, you know, a lot of folks, you know, love history. And during the time in Lakeland, that I did not know about places like Moorhead and the first here. In but not moving here from Minneapolis, Minnesota when I was 15. Those were all very to be able to gain a majority, and whenever funds, certainly the majority of us, you know, we went to more of a, but I get into this seat of history, you know, some share stories that maybe some of our residents did not know, and I really look forward. You know, we've been through a lot the last year and a half. And someone said, what else is being done? Because mentoring, marketing for the mentoring, and sometimes you think, is this all that came out? Think about all the ways the city of Lakeland is embracing diversity and celebrating before, making sure that as we go forward in the growth, not leaving anyone behind, that we're making a consecrated effort to really embrace diversity at the History and Culture Museum. You'd also help has been, you know, since the monument move, it's in the conversations last year to the Live Lake. Our story of trying to reinforce, you know, our heart here in Lakeland. Celebrate that through this current initiative with. And congratulating you and thanking you for your leadership. I have benefited that our citizens have a sober place to reflect and to hear things in the last several years.
Yeah. With all the points you were, just remind all of you that and take this as an opportunity to do is that we all need to learn more about each other. And we have this different. And my one imperfect people in pursuit of a more perfect union, and we can't differences, but we have so much in common. We just got to be willing to or talk past, and we can get there. And I think we can set a great example on. But we got to make sure everybody's willing to learn from one another. In fact, contributed, and we can continue to contribute to keep making.
So much. Any other comments? And you not only broke up a little on your mic, Stephanie, but we heard it. All right, we are adjourned.